There is only a few days until Christmas now, so what better thing to do than start it off with a collab that I have done with the Aussie Art Youtubers. And the collab was a Tim Burton style illustration including Christmas, a Christmas theme, and it had to include some sort of bauble or something round, like a round circle in the background. I decided to do Sweeney Todd, and he is celebrating Christmas the only way that he would celebrate Christmas, and that is by slitting some more people's throats in the barber chair and making them into some Christmas pies. So in this illustration, I have made it a little bit 3D, and well, that's what I was going for anyway. It sort of took a little bit more of a turn that I would liked it to, but it's okay. I didn't mind it. I have this problem where I picture things in my head, and then when I go to execute them, I have like missed about 2 to 3 steps in between that I didn't cater for, and that's what this illustration is all about. But I got through it, I made do, and I think it looks alright. I don't mind this. So Sweeney Todd is basically, he's got his little Christmas hat on, and he is looking at his razor, his like shaving knife. Sweeney Todd's got this look on his face like he's a little bit pissed off that his knife has gotten really dirty. That's the look on his face. It's like, how dare the person that I cut up to put into this pie made my shaving knife so dirty. Good old Sweeney Todd has been, at it again, cutting up more people to put into Christmas pies. I really wanted to stick with the Tim Burton sort of look as well, so I really kept him very similar to a Tim Burton character, and I really wanted to use my new Meeden, I call it the Swiss Army knife of watercolor palettes. I really wanted to use that palette on this piece, and I actually do a review, because what I've done is I've done these 2 videos, this video, the Christmas one, and a video that I'm releasing on tomorrow actually. I've done them sort of arse about, so you're actually seeing a palette that I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow, because this was done after I did the review video on this palette, but I've had to swap the videos around. So you'll get the Christmas one first because the collab was done first. The date for the collab was set first before I could post the other ones. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work. And yeah, you're getting a bit of a preview right now of this palette, but yeah, hold on for the review of it tomorrow. And it wouldn't be a Sweeney Todd Christmas picture without a little bit of, well, actually there's going to be a lot of blood in this piece, because he has just carved up an absolute pie storm for this Christmas to serve to all his unsuspecting family or friends. And what you don't see, I did a little pie off camera with a little eyeball hanging out, which is going to be in the background of this picture. So I cut this picture out, and because I've got shit everywhere, I'm still moving and still unpacking boxes, I don't know where a lot of my stuff is. So what I did was I just cut out all the bits and pieces, even the really small pieces, with my embroidery scissors. I don't know where my Stanley knives are to give a more accurate cut, so whatever you do, don't stare at the cuts. They're just a complete monstrosity. So the background that I did next was for the wall in the background, and I wanted to give it that very Victorian sort of look. So I went with a green and a grey sort of wall. So I did the wall grey, and then I marked out all the green pieces for the stripes, and then I started putting every second piece onto the grey circle to then create that Victorian coloured sort of morbid looking wall that you would see in a Tim Burton movie. And first of all, I started using my embroidery scissors to cut this, and then I sort of gave up. It was a little bit tedious. As much as I love my embroidery scissors, I swapped over to my biggest set of the yellow scissors, which, yeah, I need to get a bigger pair of scissors for more sort of crafty sort of things like this, but I don't do a huge amount of these sort of videos, so I haven't gotten a bigger pair of scissors. But the only sort of glue that I have is the Elmer's glitter glue. So once again, I had to use the glitter glue to stick all the pieces on. Yeah, it doesn't dry the quickest, but it's still glue and it still works. And then I went over all the little green stripes and that with a bit of like a tarnished look and a bit of black liner, just to give it that real messy sort of just dirty, grimy look. And then I cut out little bits of cardboard to sort of make the height to stick on the back of Sweeney Todd to give him that 3D look that I am going for. But before I did that, I got one of my paintbrushes and I splattered some red Montmartre, crimson and scarlet. I mixed those two together and got this flicks of red onto the background of this circle to say that he has sliced people up and there's blood everywhere. Like he's just gone and slit their throats and the blood spurted out. And then what was produced from all that was this lovely looking pie with an eyeball hanging out of it, which will be sitting on a little wooden shelf, which is what I'm gluing on right now. And yeah, that's what's happening. So then I got my black paper and I cut out a circle at first, and then I did this sort of decorative, sort of wavy, I don't know how to describe this part, but I just come up with this idea of just making this like front piece that sort of goes over Sweeney Todd, sort of like it's got a bit of see-throughness with the little holes, but it kind of looks like, I don't know, it kind of looks like water a little bit. And then I cut out another piece just to line that whole round wall part with a black border to just give it a little bit more neatness. And then I glued Sweeney Todd down onto that bit of wall, circle, that's the wall. And then he was sort of popping out, not too bad, but he was popping out enough to sort of give that 3D sort of look. And then I glued the pie on to the piece of like so-called wood, and then it was sort of set back into the background a bit, so it looks like Sweeney Todd's popping out a bit more. And then I just cut a little bit of a bauble type top from the black paper, and I glued that on top as well and gave it a bit of sort of shine. And then I put the front piece on and added a bit of sort of shiny areas with a white gel pen. And that is my collab that I done with the Aussie Art YouTubers. I'll have all the wonderful people in the collab down below in the description. Go and check their collabs out, their videos out. They're just amazing. They're awesome. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.